So you may have seen the Super Bowl ad for the new Genesis GV80. I was lucky enough to actually see it revealed just before the Super Bowl in Miami. Kevin Smith, welcome
Nick,
to the live feed at Chicago Auto Show, representing Genesis. So the first SUV from Genesis.
Our first ever.
We've been waiting a while for this.
Everybody's been clamoring for an SUV from us, and we got it right.
So we got three cars on the market, the G70, 80, and 90. Right. This is the GV80. And tell us a little bit about the vehicle.
What's cool about the GV80 is we set out to build a great Genesis first, and secondly, a great SUV, rather than just another SUV for the marketplace. Our vehicles are known for their quality, their luxury amenities, and their great driving capabilities. And this has all of that, plus it's a highly functional SUV as well.
Recapping some of the history of Genesis, you guys won the J.D. Power and Associates Initial Quality Award a couple years in a row.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row, so you keep adding it on.
Yeah.
The G70 has won North American Car of the Year. I mean, the awards are endless for you.
They're piling up. It's almost a good problem to have, you know. The G70 won North American Car of the Year, Motor Trend Car of the Year, Car and Driver 10 Best, and another 15 major awards beyond those. 18 awards in 1 year.
You don't rest on your laurels. Now, a big thing for car guys like me is the fact this is rear-wheel drive based, although it'll come in an all-wheel drive option. And that directly challenges a lot of the German and Italian manufacturers who have always owned that space, and somewhat the Americans and British, but that space is now, you've sort of opened it up to everybody.
We have, really, because at Genesis, all of our vehicles, our entire portfolio is rear-wheel drive based platforms. This platform is totally unique and exclusive to Genesis. It's not shared with other family member brands. It's totally new, it's totally unique to us, and it's going to underpin our new G80 sedan as well.
All right, let's look at the front quickly. So the grille, you're calling this Gravitas. It's very robust, very diamond shape. That diamond shape reflected in the quad headlights, lower grille in the wheels. That's the sort of theme here, is sort of this Gravitas diamond shape, and a big grille too.
We call this our signature crest grille. It's our G-matrix design for all the diamonds you see across the vehicle on the exterior and interior. It's our G-matrix design pattern. It's part of the design ethos of our Genesis brand.
And big grills are obviously the hot thing right now. You're right there with a grill that you cannot mistake.
The vehicle you cannot mistake, starting with the grill.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's talk about inside, and we'll get the camera guys to go inside a little bit. That, by the way, the diamond shape reflected in the wheels as well from our side, and we'll let the guys get on the other side. So tell us a little bit about what we're seeing on the inside here.
What you're seeing in here is the beauty of white space, we call it. There's three pillars to our design DNA. It's progressive, distinctly Korean, and audacious. Sorry, I almost forgot it. This is part of the distinctly Korean. In Korea, in architecture, they have what they call a term of beauty of white space, which is a very minimalist design, uncluttered, lots of spaciousness. This gives you the idea of spaciousness because it's a horizontal layout of the dash. Everything's very horizontal, so it looks very wide and spacious, which it is, and very minimalist in terms of not a lot of buttons and things. We've got the touch screen up high, 14.5-inch touch screen up high, and the HVAC system is actually another touch screen in itself.
All right.
So there's not a litany of buttons all over the place for you to wonder what to do with. You've got touch screens instead. It's easier to interact with that way.
Now, let's talk about the world's firsts on this for Genesis. So you introduced three of those. One of those comes with the seats.
Big one is the active motion driver's seat. It's a driver's seat only on the front. And what it does is it's got 7 air bladders in the seat, so it can adjust and make you more comfortable for a long drive.
And then noise canceling as well.
Road active noise cancellation, so it's similar to your active noise cancellation headphones you might wear on aircraft planes and flights. This is similar. It's got a system that takes in the inputs from microphones and from accelerometers, reads the road noise from those. Within 0.002 of a second, it creates an inverted sound to cancel out that noise.
And then I can't remember the final world's first. Was it?
It's the electronic control suspension with road preview.
Right. And this is a camera that looks out, reads the road, and then makes adjustments.
Exactly. We've got a forward-facing camera for a lot of the safety systems on board that are standard. And in addition to the safety systems use of that imagery, we use it for the electric control suspension to see what's coming on the road ahead to adjust for it.
Excellent. Let's take a look in the back row, because one of the things I was impressed with is there is so easy access. First of all, color choices. This is very serenic. It makes me feel very comfortable, and there's sort of a rhythm and a calmness.
It's very calming, and you know, I mentioned the road active noise cancellation. In addition to that, we have sounds that are created in the Lexicon stereo system that are like soft, calming sounds you might want to go to sleep to, but it's not going to put you to sleep. If you don't want to listen to your music, but you just want to be in a calm environment for your long drive, right, you can create those sounds in this as well. They're standard as well. So
second row, which is easily flippable, you can just press the button, or there's several ways you can do it. You push the button there and it'll go down. If the headrest isn't up all the way. And then once we get out to the back, Kevin, you have some buttons in the back which we can actually press, which allow us to actually put the seats down.
Yeah. The third row is fully electronic. So just the press of a button and either side of the third row folds down or back up again. I'll let that go all the way down. I'll put this one down as well. And then I'll bring this one back up. And they fold flat into the floor, so it's very usable space back here when you don't need the third row for passengers.
That's nice. So you can actually, put it down for the dogs, for the luggage, for the surfboard if you want to, and then put it back up again if you need to take the kids, to school.
You've got many different ways you can fold the seats in this. You can see the second row has a center pass-through as well between the two seats. So if you just have a long object that's fairly narrow, you can fold down the third row and just fold down the middle of the third seat and have that in. There's many different configurations you can use.
All right, GV80, V standing for versatile in this vehicle. When do we get to drive it? That's the big question. So all the journalists want to know, Kevin, when are you going to let us test this?
Around about May or June timeframe. It's not quite pinned down yet.
All right, so testing May and June. When are we going to see it on sale?
In market this summer.
All right, let's walk back round to the front and let them have a quick look at it. So the big question of this, and one of the things that we know Genesis has done really well, is been aggressive with the pricing. Yeah. Where do we think this is going to start?
We've not announced detailed pricing yet, but it should start right around $50,000.
$50,000 for a 3-row luxury SUV that competes with the Germans.
Just like all of the rest of our portfolio, a lot of vehicle for the money, the greatest value in the segments we compete in.
Are you hopeful this is going to capture some more awards for you?
I'm confident that it's going to capture more awards for us.
You heard it here first. Confident that Kevin Smith is hoping that the new GV80 will capture awards for Genesis. It's on the floor of the Chicago International Auto Show. You can see it here as long as the show is open. And, of course, you can find out more at the Genesis website. The brand new GV80 on the floor of the Chicago Auto Show.